Virgo, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 16th through October the 22nd. And this is your last week of being last. Libra goes to the back of the queue next week. Anyway, so this is a general reading. You're my last reading, so it's kind of got dark. We've had to put the lights on. This is a general reading, so if you would like a personal reading, that information will be in the description box below or at the end of the video or at the beginning of the video. You can click on it. And also this is for your sun, moon and rising. So if you know your moon and rising, the links will to the other video. Oh, sorry, my battery's going. Links to the other videos will be below in the description box also. So thank you for all the love last week, for the likes, comments, shares, and new subscribers. And I would really appreciate it if you like this video to please give me a thumbs up, share and comment. I always respond to comments, so I really appreciate comments and feedback. And subscribe if you haven't already. So without further ado, let's go to the cards. I need to get all these up by tonight. Before midnight. Now we start off with the Hanging Man, and the Hanging Man is just hanging about. Do you know what I mean? And it's the number 12 in the major arcana, which really reduces down to number 3, so it indicates creativity. So when this card comes up, it's usually saying there's kind of a pause in action, right? And it's asking you to look at things from a different perspective, from a creative aspect. So you may have a little time, and if you do have time on your hands this week, take a look at something from a different point of view. You know, be open to seeing sometimes it's like looking for creative solutions to a problem or an issue that you have. So keep this in mind during the week. Now this is a fluid reading. It's not, you know, if I show you the cards, it's not like linear. This is energy that could happen at any time during the week. So these cards represent, you know, energies of the week. Now another card, the second card that came up for you is the Six of Wands, which indicates like celebration. It kind of like the end of a situation. And it's time to celebrate. And sometimes what I think this is like celebrate every moment. Celebrate the magic in every moment. But maybe this is a project or something that's come to an end, a completion of a project or some creative endeavor, something or job even. This could mean that something's come to an end, but it's about celebrating. It's about you've done a really good job, whatever you've taken on, and it's come to completion, and it's definitely time to celebrate. Now, now this is interesting because then we have the 10 of Wands, and the 10 of Wands is like, the 10 of Wands indicates that you've got a lot going on, a little too much going on, and what that is doing is it's holding you back. So it makes sense about the Hanging Man. When this card comes in, it's about delegation, and I always think of Virgos actually when I pull this card up, because this can also be micromanaging. It's about trying to control everybody else's job, and when you do that, you end up dropping the ball on your own. It's this, to me, this is about, look, if you have a team, you've got to trust in your team, and you can check on them occasionally, but you've got to trust that they will come through for you. Or you have to get a new team, because you can't do that. You can't be focused on micromanaging their job and then doing your own, right? So this is the ultimate people-pleasing card. It's like taking on too much. I can do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. It's like the martyrdom, right? It's being in martyrdom. So this is about knowing your own limitations, dropping some of that, delegating. This is about delegating. and getting rid of a lot of the baggage that's holding you back. You're blocking yourself from moving forward, Virgo. So it's very important. It's like tiring. It's taking on too much, saying you'll do too much, saying yes when you really want to say no. But this is about knowing your, yes, look, you've come up with the Queen of Wands. It's about knowing your self-worth. You don't have, listen, people pleasing never pleases people. It ends up pissing them off because you can't, you can't deliver what you say you can, and you try to, and you have every intention of doing it, but it's impossible. It's an impossible task that you've taken on. This is about knowing your self-worth. This is the solar plexus chakra. It's your self-worth, your self-esteem, and this is about knowing. This is about confidence, having the confidence to let this go, right? Some of this go. So don't take on too much, and if you have, delegate and let go of some of it, because it's going to hold you back. It's blocking you, and you want to move forward, Virgo, and you can't move forward unless you delegate and get rid of some of this burden that's blocking your energy. And I see these came out together. It's the Four of Chalices, right? The Four of Cups and the Three of Wands. Now, the Four of Cups is about daydreaming and not being focused in the present moment. Now, this is like, this is very Neptune in Pisces, dreaming, fantasizing. But the Three of Cups, this is a very interesting time. We have the new moon in Libra. It's about, relationships. It's all about relationships. So you've got the sun and the moon in Libra, all about harmony, love, balance, relationship. And then we've got Jupiter, Mercury in Scorpio. Now, Mercury is the planet of intellect and communication, and Jupiter is the planet of bigger, more, better, expansive, we and us, as opposed to I and me. And Scorpio is that deeper meaning, what's at the bottom of this, that soul connection and sexual and sensual. So we've got all these kind of interesting opposing kind of energies that have made up this big soup that kind of work together, and they're opposing Uranus, which is about freedom, no boundaries, and surprises, and things coming up, the truth coming out. It's really interesting because we are probably going to run into and meet some interesting people, but if you're not focused, right, if you're up in your head and you're daydreaming, you're not going to see these opportunities. Now, the Three of Wands is about making long-term optimistic plans. In the regular tarot, it's about someone at the docks waiting for their ships to come in. Their ships are coming in and they can see the ships coming in. This is about looking at your future optimistically, as opposed to, it's about your cup being half full, and it's really expecting good things. I can't tell you how important it is in this manifesting energy that we're in, is to really focus on what's working. Don't focus on what's not working. When you're focusing on the problem, you are not creating, okay, let me put it this way. Thoughts are electric, right? But emotions are magnetic, right? So a thought can spark a feeling, right? So if you're negatively thinking, you're going to have a negative emotion. Now, that a negative emotion is magnetic, just like the positive emotion. So you want to make sure that you are creating positive emotions and feelings so that you're connecting more positive and wonderful things to make you feel more positive and emotional in a positive way. So this is that energy, darling. This is reminding you, right? She's sowing the seeds and she knows that she's going to have an amazing harvest, right? This is having making plans for an optimistic future. She's sowing the seeds for an optimistic harvest in the spring, even though it's the fall, right? So she sees abundance coming in, and that's what this is about. And darling, you've got the 10 of Cups, which is completely, oh, just the happiest card in the deck, right? This is just emotionally fulfilling, feeling fantastic. And you've got the Star card, which is a deep spiritual and physical healing. This is the light at the end of the tunnel, right? So this is like, when this usually indicates that you've had a difficult time. There's been some dark times coming up, but when the starlight comes in, it's like spreading the starlight. There's light where there used to be dark, right? The path has been lit up. You know which direction you're going. This is a card of hope. This is a card of happiness, and they came up together. When you hope for good things and you plan for a brighter future, wonderful things happen, right? You've got that hope. So important to have that hope. With hope comes manifestation of wonderful things. Virgo, see your cup as half full, not half empty. Plan for an optimistic future. Don't don't think of what could go wrong. Think of the opportunities and all the wonderful things that can happen, as opposed to what can go wrong. Don't focus on the problem. Focus on this. Live in the solution. My business isn't named that for. It's named that for a reason. So just the only little gentle thing that you have is to delegate and let go of some. Don't take on so much. Don't overdo it. You know, this is a time to celebrate. It's a time to look at things in a creative way. You know, how can you make this happen without taking it all on yourself, right? Knowing your limitations. So Virgo, thank you for your patience. You're the last one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah! I love you all, and have a wonderful, positive feeling week. I'll see you next week.
For a personal reading, please email Mary at liveinthesolution.com.